Hey y'all, Mecca here. Welcome back to another general guidance reading for the week of June the 5th, 2022. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend and all of those things. Happy Friday. I'm filming this on a Friday, but y'all won't be seeing this till Saturday. But, anyhow, I've been gone for too long and it's time to bring it on back. I took a little hiatus, but we're going to talk about that in another video. In this video, we will be getting the energies of the week, talking about what we could possibly be needing to look out for this week and things of that nature. Please keep in mind that these are general readings and they may or may not resonate. If they do not, take what you need and do away with the rest, baby, okay? Because they may not resonate. If they do, make sure you leave me a comment and let me know how they resonate. I love connecting with y'all. I love talking to y'all. So keep the comments coming, okay? Also, I have a sale going on for my personal readings. And for the entire month of June, you can take 19% off your reading using the code Juneteenth, okay? So I'm going to put that link in the description box. And if you would like to get a reading that is more catered to you can do that by clicking the link in my bio, okay? Also, I will be putting the decks that I'm working with in my description as well, all right? So let's get into this reading. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for the week of June the 5th, 2022? What guidance do you have for us for this week? Things we need to look out for, things we need to be aware of. What messages do you have for us, Spirit? Sorry for the awkward silence. This is why I hate shuffling on camera. But I decided to do it a little... Oh, okay. Come on now. I decided to do a little different today. I love when Spirit and me be like right here. I love it. Okay, so the card that we have for the week is Reclaim, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have Transmute. And so as soon as I saw the Reclaim card, the first thing that popped in my mind was it's time for you to reclaim your time, yourself. Okay, it's a time of reclamation. And this coming out with Transmute at the bottom, it's so interesting because I just did a TikTok live earlier tonight where we were talking about alchemy and transmutation and how we can apply that while Saturn is retrograde, while we have somewhat of a reprieve, right? A reprieve does not mean you stop working. What a reprieve means is the energies are more malleable for you to work with while you continue to do your work. Right now is not a time for you to slack up. Right now is not a time for you to rest on your laurels. Right now is the time for you to get curious because this is at the bottom of the deck as well as speak your truth. Okay, so while we are in this period, which I feel like can be a really auspicious time if you use it properly, while we are in this period where Mercury has just went direct, even though we're still working with the shadow period, remember that. But while Mercury is direct and Saturn is retrograde, and the energy isn't that restrictive, it's not that, you know what I'm saying, okay, you have the space to move around differently. Now is the time for you to really hone in on the lessons that Saturn was trying to teach you or is trying to teach you when it was direct, right? We like to think of Saturn as a restrictive planet, as a planet of discipline, a planet of time, right? And so now is the time for you to not only reclaim the lessons that you have learned throughout Saturn being direct in Aquarius, okay, especially those of you who are going through your Saturn return. The lessons that you're learning right now are very important, but it's not enough for you to just acknowledge the lessons. Now, what are you going to do with them? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to transmute those things? How are you going to be an alchemist, okay? And the way that you do that is by speaking your truth, right? And this could see you reassessing what your truth is this week, right? And reclaiming that truth and being able to turn that truth into something that works for you, right? Because I just said on my TikTok live earlier tonight, knowing self, to know yourself is to explore your truth, right? If you don't know what your truth is, can you really say that you know self? Let's think about that, right? And so now I just feel like it's the time for us to get curious about ourselves, get curious about the lessons that we have learned, get curious about how we can use those lessons moving forward, and explore. There's nothing wrong with exploring who you are. Life is a journey, right? Life is not always about the destination and about the finish line. The journey is just as important as the destination. So take this time and really explore yourself, because I promise you, especially if you are going through your Saturn return, you are not the same person that you were. Even if you're not going through your Saturn return, you are not the same person that you were, right? Um, I just, I love this type of energy because to me, it's like, I don't want to use the word game, but that's the best one I could think of. Like, to me, I treat it as a game, right? I treat getting to know myself as like, what are things I haven't discovered about myself? What are things that I have maybe been suppressing about myself? And how can I step into that truth? Whatever that truth is for you. You know what I'm saying? How can I step into that truth better? And this is the perfect energy to do so. Spirit, can I please have one more card? Mm. Okay, so the cards that came out to clarify are schizophrenia. We have clinging to the past. Oh, sorry. We have clinging to the past. And we have conditioning. Okay. So, what this week may find us doing is understanding. Okay, you want me to say it just like that, Spirit? All right. Understanding the ways in which we hold ourselves back, right? And that could be coming in the form of you realizing how much you don't speak up on things that you know what I'm saying, need to speak up on. You not reclaiming things that you may have felt have been taken from you, right? Um, but this week may see you looking at how you have stood in your own way, right? And one of the ways that you could be standing in your own way right now is by clinging to the past and clinging to the ways that we have been conditioned to think. And that is one thing that I love about Saturn returns, is that after your Saturn return, and I don't want to say if you're doing Saturn right, but there's no way to do a Saturn return right. But if you're learning the lessons that Saturn is trying to teach you, you will very quickly, or not so quickly, realize in which ways we have been conditioned to think, to act, to be, right? We have even been conditioned in what our truths are, right? And so your Saturn return sees you breaking away from all of that, right? Saturn is a disciplined planet. And so being disciplined and breaking free of this, of the conditioning that we have been taught to believe over the first half of our lives, right? And the bottom of the deck here, we have awareness and we have silence. What do I say all the time on this channel? The answers that you seek lie in the silence that you refuse to acknowledge, okay? So, this week, this may see you getting quiet within self. This may see you reflecting within self about how to reclaim the things that need to be reclaimed in your life, how to transmute things, how to transmute the lessons, and not only transmute them, but integrate them, right? A lot of times we kind of tend to look back at the things that we've been through and we get stuck in that, right? And the goal is to not get stuck in that. The goal is for you to remember where you came from and the lessons that you had to learn and go through to get to where you are now. Because, like I said earlier, you're not the same person. And so it calls you to take stock of that, right? It causes you to be like, you know what? In those moments where I'm being very hard on myself, this is a time for me to reflect and remember, hey, I don't have to do that. I don't have to mope. I don't have to dwell. I can look at these things and be appreciative of them, and I can transmute them and integrate them into something that is going to help me move better, be better, get more knowledge of self, right? And so with this schizophrenia card here, I feel like this card is very important in the aspect of, like I was just talking about, not allowing yourself to go back into that devil type of energy, right? Being restricted and being or feeling like you're chained to your past, chained to the things that you've done, chained to the things that you didn't do. Now is the time for you to be rewriting your story. This week is a perfect time for you to get clear on how you want to move differently, right? Y'all hear me talk about planting seeds all the time. Now is the time for you to integrate those lessons and plant those seeds so that when Saturn does go direct, you have a game plan. Now, of course, there may be some things about this game plan that changes up, right? But it's good for you to start building a foundation now, planting those seeds now, learning your lessons now, and understanding that all of the things that are perceivably taken away from you, all of the things that you have had to sit down, they are only making room for you to speak your truth. They're only making room for you to reclaim your time, okay? They're only here for you to transmute, okay? So that being said, take some time, and we're going to get an oracle card to close out the reading because y'all know how we do. But now is the time for you to be reclaiming, okay, the things that you may feel or may have felt ashamed of, things that you feel like are too late for you to do. It's never too late. It's never too late, okay? Y'all better use this auspicious ass energy, and this is coming from somebody that is very Saturn heavy, okay? So we are going to get an oracle card. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective to close out this reading? What could we look? I don't know how that came out. What could? Do all the cards have to fall? 1 second, you guys. Not me, not picking it up. Okay, we're gonna leave her down there until I'm done because I can't pick it up. I need to cut my nails down. Spirit. Okay, so the card that we have, if I can find it. Boom. The card that we have is Open Road. Okay? And it says, regarding a situation, person, or place, the answer is yes. Expect to move forward without resistance and obstacles. Wasn't I just talking about how since Saturn is retrograde, things are going to feel a little bit less restrictive? Okay. Opportunity is at hand. The road you have chosen is in alignment to your greatest good. Your ancestors and or spiritual court sanction your decision. The universe is supporting you. An open road does not mean instant success. You must still do the work. They also have dig deeper questions here, and these questions are questions that I use to journal, or I use them as journal prompts. So you may use those as well. I'm going to type them down in the comments, or not the comments, I'm sorry, in the description. Actually, no, I'm going to put them in the comments. And you can use them for your journal prompts, okay? How are you prepared to receive, handle, and do right by the opportunities that are being presented to you? Do you approach your opportunities with confidence or with fear and self-doubt? And why? How are your actions aligned with your gratitude? Do you acknowledge how the efforts of others have opened roads for you? Okay? And so I feel like it's very interesting that this card came out, because one step of understanding that the road is open for you, right? Kind of like I said at the beginning of the reading, it doesn't mean that you stop doing the work, right? Just like the book just said, an open road does not mean instant success. You still have to do the work. And so right now, while the roads are open, now is the time for you to be grateful and gracious for the lessons that have been bestowed upon you, right? To open this road, because if your roads are opening, that means you're making some progress. That means you're doing the things, right? But this week may see you trying to, or not trying to figure out, this week may see you internally coming to a not conclusion. Conclusion is not the word. Understanding. There we go. Coming to an understanding of how you can use these open roads, right? How you can plant these seeds, how you can do the things, right? Um, I often ask the question, and I find it interesting that it's in this book. If you were to be given right now, if you were to be given the things that you are asking for, would you be able in your current state to have those things? Would you take care of them? Would you be grateful for them, right? Would you continue to do the work, continue to work with your ancestors, continue to do your ancestral veneration? Or would you stop? Would you get what it is that you want and stop being thankful for it, right? How are you handling, alchemizing, transmuting this open road, and how are you using it to your best benefit? So this week, just take some time to move different, boo. Okay, plant them seeds, work with this open road. Take some time to really process and come to an understanding of the lessons that Saturn has been trying to teach you during this auspicious ass time that we're in. Okay, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope this helps. If it did, I cannot talk today. If it did, leave it in the comments, and I will be responding throughout the week. I'm going to leave the questions in the in the comments. And if you would like to book a reading, do that by clicking the link below. Okay, y'all know my slogan: be great, get bread, stay all the way alive, and with everything being intentional, have the week you conjure. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.